everyone. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of ATtalks. We're starting college talk, so we're going to go over the collegiate setting to help all the athletic trainers like me who might not have much experience in the collegiate setting, or the student coming out looking for that job transitioning in. So we have three awesome guests tonight. Well, not even tonight, it's today. It's 3:30 Central Time here. So if you wouldn't mind quickly introducing yourselves and then how you got to the college setting, your name, where you're working, if you'd like to disclose that, and then we'll jump on in. Anybody can go first.
Gotcha. I'll start it off. My name is Lionel Rice, and I am the assistant athletic trainer here at University of Texas at San Antonio. And yes, so I've been here for about 2.5 years.
All right, I guess I'll hop in next. My name is Chris Blocker. I'm originally from Fayetteville, North Carolina. I currently work at LaGrange College here in LaGrange, Georgia. I've been here going into my 4th season, and I have 6 years of collegiate experience since then.
So I'm a little bit out of place, but my name is Andrea Kovalsky. I'm actually currently working in secondary school setting in the suburbs of Chicago, but I have had 2 years of experience working at a Division III college, North Central College in Naperville, Illinois. And that was also paired with my young professional experience as well. So Division III and just kind of learning the ropes at the same time.
Hey, Chris, is LaGrange the same institution that Rob works at?
Yep, that's my boss.
All right, big shout out for Big Rob, Infinite Potential. I love that guy. He's awesome. Okay, so originally what my thought process for this is I've spent my entire professional career in the secondary setting. And about a month ago, I accepted a position for college. And I was like, ooh, I've never worked in the college, so I better get some experience and start talking to some people. So what tips or tricks or just fun information to study up on, or you should maybe think about if you're going into the college setting, either as a student coming out of the profession, you just passed your VOC, or if you have a few years of experience and you just want to try out a new setting. Tips and tricks.
Gotcha. So I'll go ahead and start it off. Kind of the experience and background that I've kind of been in, going on my 6th year as a certified athletic trainer. I played Division III football and did the undergrad program as well. So I wasn't able to get a collegiate experience there. Everywhere, my entire experience being in the undergrad program was with every other sport. But I've always knew that I wanted to work in the collegiate football setting. So when I accepted a GA position at California University of Pennsylvania, I was able to get put in a position to be their GA there at the Division II level. And they're a really good football program. They really, they play in the PSAC and they operate on a high-paced level there. So I was able to get put in position to actually do 2 seasonal internships in the NFL with the Minnesota Vikings and the Jacksonville Jaguars, which kind of put me in position to have that definite aspect that I wanted to either be a full-time athletic trainer in the professional or in the collegiate setting. And that's where right place, right time, I was able to connect with the director of sports medicine here and Daniel Bellamy and the head athletic trainer here, Nick Turner, through some mentors. And they was revamping this program here at UTSA. So the best tips and tricks that I could give you is, one, no matter what, you have to increase your work ethic all the time. Not every collegiate setting is going to have 9 to 10 people on staff. You may be tripled up at times. My mentors over at King's College, they are great. And I have so much love for them and so much respect for them because they're full-time professors and they're full-time spring and fall sports. So each and every one of them, except for the director there, has 2 to 3 sports that they're taking care of at the Division III level. So the main thing you want to do is keep increasing that work ethic. Don't get too comfortable. Don't get complacent. Second, big thing on teamwork, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4 of you guys, or even 10, just make sure that you're creating that camaraderie and make sure you're creating that teamwork environment. And that comes with number 3 for me is over communicating. The big thing that I'm going to over communicate, not just to coaches, but you know, to the head athletic trainer here, to the director of sports management, especially during these COVID times, you know, the phone had as much as, and I have a family myself, I have a wife and a child, and, you know, the good thing, my wife, she understands what I do because, you know, this phone jumps 24/7, you know, it jumps 24/7. And we're at D1 FBS school here, and Coach Trailer, our head coach, he is amazing, him and his coaching staff, so they understand the type of work that we put in. So it's great to have that. But the fourth trick that I want to give is, you know, you got to be selfless in this profession, no matter where you're at, but especially with collegiate, because the impact that you're going to make on these kids' lives, whether they're going to try to go play professional or whether they're just doing what they love, you know, you're going to make a great impact. And I can tell you this right now, about 99% chance they're going to thank you in their graduation speech. Their parents are going to come up to you and want to chit chat with you and say, you're the one that so-and-so always talks about. So, you know, and number 5, just have fun with it. You got to have passion in this. And, you know, if you don't have the passion in this is going to be a job for you. It's going to be work for you. And you're going to just, every day is going to be miserable. Like I can tell you right now, I bring the juice and enthusiasm every single day. So that's really the big things that I could give, you know, if stepping into that collegiate world.
Yeah, I have to. Sorry,
go ahead, Andrea. No, go ahead, Andrea. Go ahead. I'll step.
Thank you. Yeah. Just thinking about how I got my start and how I got into that collegiate position was it was tied to a graduate assistantship. So, you know, if you cannot work your way in, you don't have that experience yet, and you know, graduate assistantship might be a good first step to go if you, you know, if you happen to have an undergrad degree, or if you want to, I don't know, go that master's route. Start small and just kind of get your name in there and, you know, work into the staff eventually as a full-time. But definitely, Lionel, what you said about over communicating, as a young professional straight out of undergrad, I felt like I could kind of handle everything. I'm like, I know what I'm doing. I passed the OC. I know what I'm doing. I can handle all this on my own. I don't need to communicate with anybody. You know, so I just tried to go all in 100% on my own, and I crashed and burned. So that was a lesson I learned, you know, probably in most of any setting is a communication, but especially in the collegiate setting. There were 4 of us athletic trainers on staff. And yeah, I was doubling up, I was tripling up sometimes in those seasons, and I just had to over communicate to, you know, to keep the machine running. So there were some hiccups in my experience, but definitely learned that lesson about you got to be honest with your coworkers. You got to be able to talk to them, you know, and be a little vulnerable in front of them. Be like, hey, I'm struggling with this. Can you help me? Or hey, I can help you. What can I do for you at this time? You know, a little give and take, but definitely communication would be my tip for that.
Man, I don't know how I'm gonna follow between Lionel and Dre. They're speaking the gospel today. I'll try my best. Yeah. So just like I said, I'm 6 years, you know, but graduate school was 4 years ago. So stepping into it, I did my undergrad at D2 school, and luckily it was a small time D2 school. Unlike some D1 places, they actually let you touch the athletes, so they didn't care if the guy was probably going to go play in Europe or something. They just wanted to give me the experience. So I love that going in. And then the NAIA school in Marietta, you know, is a chiropractic school, but I had the chance to really get my first experience on my own. But one thing my program director told me going forward, he said, even though you were a first year as an athletic trainer, don't expect to know everything, because you're actually expected to make some mistakes is how much you own up to them. And I actually kept that going forward, not as much as I did my first full time, because like Andrea led it to, you know, I feel like, oh my gosh, I'm at a premier D3 university with D1 places at Emory, you know, they got D1 facilities and stuff. I got some impressive people there. And like there, I crashed and burned, because when I started to struggle with the new attention stuff coming forward with me, I was like, I have to be able to prove it to my spouse, especially to me being the lone Black person on staff. I was like, I have another microscope underneath my face. So I failed miserably because I didn't reach out for help. I have to solve this on my own. And I hate to say it, but my first year out of grad school, I struggled. Like I struggled terribly because I wanted to prove to everyone but myself that I knew what I'm doing. But the thing is, when you're coming in, they know what you're about. They kind of know who you are to bring you there. It's just kind of just showing it to the students. And that's one thing that I will take going forward. Don't be afraid to make those kind of mistakes, because the biggest thing about it is how much you own up to them. And, you know, kids can respond. Like I tell kids to snap BS all day. So I don't even try to make up stuff. I'll say, look, I either don't know, but I can find a person that do, Or if it's something I'm not that strong, I say, hey, Rob, you know, I know you've probably seen this. Like, what do you think about it? I'm not afraid to get a second or third, even fourth opinion. Sometimes just get the reassurance. Because in the collegiate level, for the most part, even in D3, like I am, it's usually not just you. Unlike in secondary, it's just you and 600 students. For me, it's 3, sometimes 5, and I get to share that, even though we have our sports. But I'm not like, oh, this is a baseball guy. Like, I'm not going to go to that. Nah, we all go about it. And we steal ideas all the time. Like I'd say, people sportsmen, we are the biggest thieves in the world to be creative. So I would say that, you know, don't be afraid to make those kind of mistakes. And again, the biggest thing, and it sounds cliche, but kids really appreciate how much you care. Because like Lionel Andreas, I actually went to graduation for commencement today, and I was just supporting my seniors. And I had people come to left and right say, oh, Chris, man, you saved my back from my season and stuff. You did that. And it's just me just doing my job, but just parents coming up to me and heard about me before I even met them. And it was just a surprise because the kids would just talk about it all the time. And I just showing them how much I cared, not how much, you know, oh my gosh, I got this big fancy degree. I got 6 years in, like I'm this. Nah, it's just me being me, just taking care of them. I just did my job, and they appreciate that. So, and another thing, just continue to be yourself out there, because if you're trying to really fit in but not really be yourself, you're really going to go against the grain. Try your best to continue to be what you bring to the table, because they brought you in for a reason. So don't try to go against what you think they should think of you. Now be yourself, and kids will appreciate that. Just go with it, man. Like you're going to go for the stars. I can tell for it.
Right. And just to like capitalize kind of what Chris was saying, that's a big one. Definitely just be yourself. You know, the big thing that everybody could probably say of everywhere in this chat and just all certifieds in the collegiate level, you know, everywhere that they've been, they've gotten there just being themselves. Because the one thing, you know, just speaking on the interviewing process for a collegiate level, when you're taking that step, it's about what you know, but it's about, can you fit in at times? And it's not more of the fit in aspect. It's more of, are you there fit? You know, you're going to be together. It's one thing we always say that everybody could say at these NATAs, we're dapping each other up, and, you know, we're like, hey, like, you know, this person, you know, that person. So it's 6 degrees of separation, but it's like, you know, that person is an actual person. You know, we're not just machines. And, you know, you may think, you know, the collegiate level and up and everything is just like pure. You need to come in, hands to the side, about tension, you know, need to operate like a machine, but we're all humans. I'll tell you right now, you know, I have a lot of fun with this, and I know I'm about business when it's time, but I have a lot of fun with this. You know, we was fortunate enough to do it mic'd up about 3 weeks ago before our spring game, and these guys was just saying, you know, it was the one thing they said that they loved about it is like, yo, that was you guys. You guys even put on a face for the camera. Like that was literally you guys. You know, you guys are about your business, but you guys joke with us and you guys treat us like humans. So just like Chris said, these guys are kids. They're gonna appreciate as the amount of care that you put in. Some days they may complain, yes, but most days they're gonna be very appreciative. So, you know, it's big that you do that. You just stick to your roots and just grind, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you absolutely have to be authentic. And the kids, whether they're 16-year-old kids or they're 22-year-old kids, they can see through it if you're just phoning it in. And you don't really care, and you don't really love it, you're not fired up. You're like, oh yeah. But once you build those relationships and you're passionate, and it's like, all right, I'm the professional, but we can have some fun too and get this work done.
Right.
Any tips and tricks for like learning insurance, form paperwork stuff? Because I don't do any type of insurance at the secondary, my high school. We don't offer it through the school. I'm not billing it. I'm not calling mom and dad to get Blue Cross Blue Shield numbers and stuff like that.
Actually, so part of my role and duty and responsibilities here is to take care of the insurance for the football players. So Nick, he gave me the autonomy to make sure that we have a binder, and at physicals, we have new players, so the incoming players that may start in January, or the ones that's going to arrive here June 1st, they will come, and when we're doing their physicals, at the end of their checkout, we have them fill out a form that was put together, and it has their demographic on it. It has their insurance insurance policy holders information on it. Then it has their primary insurance, it has the primary insurance, and it has a dental insurance, it has vision insurance, it just has everything. And whether you have it or not, we just want to be prepared with everything. So then Dan Bellamy, he's given us the AG, we're part of AG. So he's given us a paper and a card that has that info, and then we fill out claim forms. So if something happens, we fill out a claim form, attach it to the demographic sheet, attach it to the copies of their Blue Cross Blue Shield, and whether they have